My mother hung up on me this morning after I told her I'm not attending my brother's wedding because he's marrying the woman he cheated on his dying wife with. And now my entire family is saying I'm cruel and judgmental when I should be supporting him through his happiness. My brother Mark is 41 and I'm 38. Mark was married to his first wife Rachel for 16 years. They had 2 kids together. 3 years ago, Rachel was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. She fought hard, but the prognosis was never good. During Rachel's treatment, Mark hired a home health aide to help when he was at work. The aide's name was Jennifer. She was with Rachel for the last 8 months of her life. Rachel died 2 years ago. 6 months after her death, Mark started dating Jennifer. When he first told me, I felt sick, but I didn't say anything because grief is complicated and I didn't want to judge how he was coping. A year into their relationship, Mark told me he was going to propose to Jennifer. I asked if he was sure he was ready. He said he'd never been more sure of anything. I asked if the kids were okay with it. He said they were adjusting. I later found out from my nephew, who's 17, that he and his sister hate Jennifer and feel like their dad replaced their mom before she was even gone. My nephew told me that during his mom's illness, he'd seen text messages between his dad and Jennifer that seemed inappropriate, but he'd been too scared to say anything at the time. I asked what kind of messages. He said flirty stuff. Jennifer calling his dad pet names. His dad saying he missed her on her days off. This was while Rachel was alive and dying. I confronted Mark about it. He got defensive immediately and said I had no right to interrogate him based on something his teenage son might have misinterpreted. I said those don't sound like messages you send to your wife's caregiver. He said Rachel knew he and Jennifer were close and was fine with it. I said was she fine with it or did she not have the energy to fight while she was dying? He said I was making assumptions. I said his son saw the messages and clearly they bothered him enough to remember them 2 years later. Mark said what happened between him and Jennifer was complicated and started before Rachel died, but they never acted on anything physical until after. I said emotional affairs are still affairs. He said he doesn't owe me an explanation for his personal life. I said he does when he's asking me to celebrate a relationship that started while his wife was dying. He said Jennifer was there for him during the hardest time of his life, and they fell in love and he's not going to apologize for finding happiness. I said he should apologize to Rachel's memory and to his kids. He said his kids will come around. I said his kids feel betrayed and disrespected. He said they're young and don't understand adult relationships. Last month, Mark sent me a wedding invitation. The wedding is in 6 weeks. I sat with the invitation for a week before I called him and said I couldn't come. He asked why not. I said, because I can't stand there and celebrate a marriage that began while Rachel was dying. He said it didn't begin while Rachel was dying, they just had feelings. I said having feelings and acting on them emotionally while your wife is dying is still betrayal. He said I'm being judgmental and self-righteous. I said I'm being honest that I can't support this. He said Jennifer makes him happy and if I cared about him, I'd want him to be happy. I said I do want him to be happy, but not at the expense of Rachel's memory and his kids' well-being. He said Rachel is gone and his kids will heal and I'm choosing to miss his wedding over something that's none of my business. I said it became my business when he invited me to celebrate it. He hung up. My mother called the next day saying I was being unnecessarily cruel. I explained my reasons. She said Mark's personal life is his own and I should support him as his sister. I said I can't support something I fundamentally disagree with. She said Rachel wouldn't want Mark to be alone forever. I said Rachel probably didn't want Mark emotionally involved with someone else while she was dying either. My father called and said I'm making Mark's wedding about my moral judgments instead of his happiness. My aunt texted saying the whole family is upset that I'm boycotting the wedding. Mark's kids haven't said anything to me directly, but my nephew liked my Instagram post from yesterday, which feels like quiet support. Am I the asshole?